Hey YouTube, it's me, Jess, and I wanted to make a video sort of informing everyone about my disability slash condition. Am I even filming? I don't know. Awesome. So yeah, I have a condition called postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and it's shortened to POTS, so you'll hear me refer to it as POTS most often. Obviously, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome gets kind of long-winded, so POTS it is. Let me see if I can fix this glare on my glasses. Maybe that works. I don't know. We'll see when I edit this video. So I was diagnosed with this condition at the age of 18. However, that is not when I developed this condition. So basically, POTS presents itself in your mid-teens, typically around the age of 14 to 16, so somewhere in there. I showed my first symptom when I was 13. I fainted in the shower. And we couldn't figure out what was going on. We went to the emergency room, and everything came back normal, and we were like, okay, maybe I just got too hot. Didn't really have symptoms again for another like 2-ish years. I mean, I probably had symptoms, but they weren't like, they didn't affect my life, if that makes sense. So fast forward 2 years, about the age of 15, I remember very vividly, actually no, I was 16. Yeah, 16. I remember very vividly, I was dating my high school sweetheart. We were together for like 2.5 years, I think. I started dating him when I was 16, and about 3 months into the relationship, I started feeling very off. And I didn't know what was going on. I felt very, I don't know, I had really bad vertigo, and if you don't know what a vertigo is, it's sort of like a dizziness, but like, if you've ever been on a boat, it feels like seasickness. Like you feel like you're moving constantly, and your head, like, it feels like your brain is kind of like moving around in your head. And it's very, very unpleasant. Not painful, it just, like, that is probably my least favorite symptom of POTS. And not everybody gets vertigo. Some people get regular dizziness, which I get most often, but I do get vertigo every now and then. So I started noticing that I got vertigo, and my boyfriend would be, like, trying to, you know, mess with me, like, push me around and everything, and I would just, like, throw up. And I was like, oh shit, I'm pregnant. I was a virgin, right? That was like what my head went to. I was like, I am throwing up for literally no reason here. What is up? So I didn't really think much of it. I did take a pregnancy test, despite the fact that I had never had sex, because I'm an intelligent human being. I thought, maybe, this is baby Jesus. I'm going to get rich and famous, and I am the chosen one. I am holier than thou. You know what I'm saying? No, there was no baby. I'm just ill. So, shortly after that, I noticed, okay, so my mom, she makes the best sweet tea on the planet. So good. She pours like 2 cups of sugar in that bitch, and then like, oh yes, so good. Anyways, I swallow that shit up. So good. And I noticed at one point, I would take like the smallest sip of tea and literally have to sit down because I was so out of breath. So out of breath. Like, I literally could not catch my breath because I took a sip of tea. And I told my mom, I was like, Mom, like, I think maybe I have asthma. or something, and she was like, oh no, but then like she started noticing, like, I always had family dinners with my mom and my dad. I'm an only child, so it was just me, but we always had family dinners, and she would notice I would take a bite of food and like, you know, that kind of thing. I just realized my mic isn't on. Wow. Go me! So good. Anyways, she noticed that, and she was like, you know what, maybe you do have asthma. So that was the first doctor that I went to see, other than the ER, like 3 years prior. So I went to go see, what are they called? People that work on the lungs? That is not my doctor of choice these days, so I don't know. Pulmonary? Are the lungs pulmonary? I don't know. But, so first we went to go see an asthma doctor, and I hated him. They ran tests on me for like 2 years, and it was just the same test literally every week. They would run the same test on me. And they were like, oh, well, your results are coming back inconclusive, so you're purposely messing the test up. And I was like, what? Why would I pay all this money to mess your test up? You charge my parents way too much money. At this point, I was almost 18. And they were like, okay, you know what, we're not gonna deal with you. We're gonna send you to another doctor. So I got sent to a cardiologist. Also hated him. He was like, you know, your heart's fine, your lungs are fine, you're clearly making this up, maybe you should go see a psychiatrist. And I was like, hold on here, what? And he straight up told me, he was like, it is in your head. A doctor. This guy was actually like a surgeon too, so he was like, this guy made so much money, and he's over here telling me like my condition is in my head, and I was like, no bitch, it's no, it's really not. And then we got sent to like another cardiologist, because I guess like this guy didn't want to deal with me, and the other cardiologist was like, you know what, I don't know what's wrong with you, but I think I know somebody who does, who like can figure it out, right? So, like, I am 18 at this point, about to graduate high school, in like 6 months or something. So, I go see this other doctor who is also a cardiologist, right? But she has this weird title in front of her name. She is Dr. Paula Moore, dysautonomia specialist. Maybe we're getting somewhere. So I go and see this dysautonomia doctor. Mind you, I have no clue what dysautonomia is. So I walk in there. She is amazing. To this day, I love Dr. Moore. I travel 5 hours every year to go see her because she's the only doctor that I trust. Like, I love this woman. She's so great. She is in the Birmingham, Alabama area, if you guys are, like, interested. But I go in there, and I tell her my symptoms, and she's like, within 10 minutes, she's like, yeah, you have dysautonomia. And I'm like, okay, what is that? So here's basically what she explained it to me as. You guys can Google it, but in my opinion, Google doesn't have, like, the best resources on dysautonomia because it's not a super widespread. It's actually a very common disease, but it's not very commonly diagnosed because it takes the forms of like so many other diseases like heart issues, lung issues, brain issues, like all that kind of stuff. So here's what she said. She was like, dysautonomia is a nervous system condition. And then she told me, she was like, you have POTS. And I said, okay, what is that? And she basically said, you know, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Your autonomic nervous system works at half the capacity that a normal human's does. And I said, okay, like, what does that mean? So basically, for those of you that don't know, the autonomic nervous system is the part of the nervous system that controls, like, super involuntary functions of the body. So, like, your heart rate, all of your neurosynapses, your blood flow, all of that good stuff. It even affects, like, anxiety, because it registers, like, synapses register as you having anxiety, even though, like, you don't have anxiety. I used to. I don't anymore. I've grown a lot as a person, and I've kind of gotten over that symptom. But that made a lot of sense to me. So basically, my main symptoms are, I have, sorry, that's one. I have a lot of trouble breathing, especially the more physical work I do. So you guys know I love to work out. It's one of my favorite things in the world to do. It makes me feel very good about myself, like I'm being proactive about my health, which is really important to me. But I can typically only do light workouts for about 30 minutes. And then I pass out. Because I get so short of breath, and my heart rate skyrockets, and my blood pressure goes way down. Like, I have no blood pressure whatsoever. And basically, to correct that, my body is like, we need to get her blood flowing again. So I pass out, so I immediately go level, and that makes it easier for my blood to flow. So I pass out pretty frequently. I just moved into a new townhouse apartment, and my bedroom is on the second floor. So we have 10 steps, and usually I have to go up them, like, takes me a minute to go up them. Literally 1 minute, because I have to go up them so slow. And I'll do an experiment in another video if you guys want me to. My smartwatch will show you, like, even my blood saturation, like my oxygen saturation in my blood, and my heart rate. So I can totally show you guys that. It's crazy. Typically going up the stairs, my heart gets up to 160. And the normal for a person at rest is about 60. I'm 100 above average, you know. Like I said, I go to the gym every day. I'm not out of shape by any means, but that's how it is. And a lot of people really struggle with being, like, friends with me because they know that at any moment I can pass out. And that's scary for a lot of people. I've gotten used to it. I'm like, you know, it's no big deal. POTS is not life-threatening the way that I have it now. Some people, from what I understand, they do have, like, very, very severe heart issues. They have to get, like, stents put in their heart and catheters and all that kind of stuff. I am so blessed and so fortunate to not have that kind of stuff. So, basically, it just makes my life harder. Yeah, definitely harder. I have to be very specific about what jobs I can do. I currently have 2 jobs, and both of my managers are, like, amazing, so they work with me a lot, but not everybody's like that, you know. So, that's definitely an issue. It affects my everyday life like that, and my dog is amazing. Her name is Maisie, and she is actually a certified service dog. Do I take her everywhere? No, I don't, because most places I go with my mom, and she really knows how to handle my fainting, but a lot of times I will take my dog, because before I even got her certified, I had to do no training with her. She knew. She was like, hey, you know, she knew how to tell me, hey, you need to lay down, you need to sit down, you're going to faint, that kind of thing. So I went online and I got her certified, and, like, she helps so much. She's amazing. And most of the time, if she sees that I'm going up the stairs, she'll be right there next to me, making sure that I'm good. So, let me see, what else do I want to talk about? I think that's pretty much it for this video. I think in the future I'm going to make some, like, vlog type videos showing you guys how POTS affects my everyday life, you know, waking up, going to work. I have chronic fatigue, so I sleep a lot. Show you guys how much I sleep, that kind of thing. And if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. I would love to make like a Q&A type thing in the future on POTS or dysautonomia in general, or invisible illnesses, and how people react to that when I tell them that I'm disabled. So yeah, I think that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Adios!